Well, hello everyone, and welcome to East West Healing Space, where, excuse me, we offer I Ching readings, and sometimes, from time to time, we'll pull an oracle card. And if you like what you see here, if it speaks to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That really helps to grow the channel. And hit that like button, and even better, make a comment. YouTube loves comments. Okay, so today's reading is for Friday, April the 4th. And one of the readings that I did in the past was about the question, do you really need to pose a question? That got more response than anything I've ever done. I got one person who was really fired up about that. But in general, you don't need to ask a specific question. So today, as usual, my question is always, what is the message for today? What do we need to know for today? And that's about as general as it can be, because I don't know your situation. So I couldn't possibly do a private reading for you. These are general readings. And so today's message will start with, there's a tail, there's another tail, and there's a head. Okay. That would be a young line, which is a 7. I got a frog that decided to move into my throat today. Whoops. Let's put it down here. So today is April 4th. 4/4. 25. Not 24. So I said it started with a 7. That's a young line. And from there, we move on. A tail, a head, a head. 2 heads and a tail is an 8, which is a yin line. Okay. So, what is our message for today? A head, and a tail. Okay. Once again, another yin line, another 8. Now this trigram is you. Okay, we'll get into that in a moment. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about trigrams, I did a video on trigrams, and I'll put a link to it below. All right, what do we have here? We have a tail. We have a head. We have a tail. Whoops. Okay. 2 tails and a head. We're back to a 7. What is our message for today, dear I Ching? Mama Ching, I call her sometimes. A head, a tail, a tail. So that's another 7. And for our final number, what is our message for today, dear Mama Ching? What do we need to know for today, Friday, April 4th? We have a tail, a head, and a tail. Once again, another young lion. So on top, one of the two trigrams that I know by heart. I don't memorize trigrams. I got enough going on in my brain. I don't need to fill it up with trigrams. Since the book, I use the Wilhelm edition, the translation of the I Ching. And every translation, I suppose, has its upsides and downsides, but I've had this particular book for decades. It kind of shows it here, you know, it's pretty old. All right, so the lower trigram is a solid line with two broken lines above it, and that would be chin, okay? The upper trigram is the creative, which is number 1, so that gives you a 25. And this is there are no changing lines, so this is our hexagram du jour. Okay, 25. Let's look up trigram 25. 25. Innocence. Once again, we are all innocents. We are all innocent, dear ones. The unexpected. So arousing thunder below. Now, thunder is movement. It's young. It's, well, thunder, okay? It's not still, okay? And heaven up above, which represents the Father. It's also yang energy. It represents that which is non-material. Earth represents matter, and heaven represents, some would say, spirit. Spirit, emotions, thoughts, anything that's non-material. Okay? And Chen is, as I said, movement. And this is below that. So when movement, thunder, is in accord with heaven, and there are no changing lines here, so when movement is in accord with heaven, then we're innocent. Okay? That's how it reads to me. So we have two other parts. We have the judgment, innocence, supreme success. Perseverance furthers. It usually does. If someone is not as he should be, he has misfortune, and it does not further him to undertake anything. So that's what I was talking about. We have thunder or movement. When it is in accord with heaven, then we're innocent. But if we are not innocent, if we are, in other words, if we're not as we should be, in other words, if we are not in accord with heaven, with the greater good, with our true nature. Let me see if I can, it's weird, the lighting in here got suddenly very blue. I don't know why. But if we are completely unaware of our true nature and we're not in accord with heaven, then we have misfortune, okay? The I Ching always speaks to development of our character, our inner character. The image. Under heaven, thunder rolls. All things attain the natural state of innocence. Thus the kings of old, rich in virtue and in harmony with the time, fostered and nourished all beings. Okay, and thunder is, when I lived someplace other than Southern California, springtime was a time of thunder and rain, and it made everything grow, okay? And that's the natural order of things. And there's that harmony between heaven and thunder and time, the time of year, springtime. So that brings about new growth. When we are in accord with our true nature, our original true nature, and our original nature is innocent. We are not guilty. Every baby is born innocent. It takes life to change things around. Okay? So I've gotten this one. I've done readings on this before, on innocence, because I've gotten it before. And I love this particular one. If there is going to be a problem, it comes from without. If we are innocent, if we are in accord with our true nature, then the unexpected part of this, innocence, the unexpected, okay? If we are in accord with our true nature, then anything that goes wrong is coming from outside of us, not from within. We are free of guilt. Okay, you'll have to take down your altar to Our Lady of Guilt. So any misfortune is coming from outside of us. What can I say? I think that pretty much covers it. If you would care to go back and look at some of the other readings that I've done, you'll see I've gotten hexagram 25, innocence, and I think it should be in the title of the videos, so you should be able to find it. And I'll take a look and see if I can find it easily and put a link down below. Okay, tell me if this resonates with you. Leave a comment. Does this resonate with you at all, my dear innocent being? Okay, we are all innocent. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.